Welcome to our in-depth technical analysis of Weston Holdings, ticker symbol LW, traded on the NYSE. As of December 20, 2025, LW has experienced a significant price drop and is now trading at $43.94. In this video, we'll break down the key technical indicators, price action, and what these signals mean for investors. Whether you're a seasoned trader or just curious about the market, this report will help you understand the current state of LW stock and what to watch for next. Let's dive into the numbers and trends shaping LW's outlook. To start, LW is currently in a strong bearish trend. The stock is trading well below its short, medium, and long-term moving averages. The most recent daily return was a steep minus 25.94%, highlighting significant downside momentum. Technical scores, such as a 62.5 technical score and a trend quality index of 204.3, suggest the trend is strong but may be overextended. While the overall outlook remains bearish, some oscillators are hinting at oversold conditions, which could mean a short-term bounce is possible. However, caution is warranted as the primary trend is still downward. LW is trading at $43.94, which is well below all major moving averages. This price action is a clear sign of weakness, as the stock has failed to hold above any of its short, medium, or long-term averages. Such a position often signals that sellers are firmly in control and buyers are hesitant to step in. This is a critical point for investors to note, as it sets the stage for the rest of the technical analysis. The gap between the current price and the averages also highlights the strength of the recent downtrend. Looking at the short-term perspective, LW's price is significantly below its 5-day, 10-day, and 20-day simple moving averages. The 5-day SMA is $56.40, the 10-day is $57.79, and the 20-day is $58.41. This alignment confirms a strong short-term downtrend. When a stock trades far below these averages, it often means that recent selling pressure has been intense and persistent. Short-term traders typically see this as a warning sign to avoid entering long positions until a reversal is confirmed. In the medium term, LW is also trading below its 50-day and 63-day SMAs, which are at $60.59 and $60.34 respectively. This further reinforces the bearish sentiment. When a stock remains under these key averages, it suggests that the downward momentum is not just a short-term event, but part of a broader trend. Medium-term investors often use these signals to gauge whether a recovery is likely or if the weakness will persist. From a long-term perspective, LW is trading below its 100-day and 200-day SMAs, which are $58.53 and $55.92. This is a strong indication that the downtrend is well established. Long-term moving averages are often used by institutional investors to determine the overall health of a stock. When the price is below these levels, it can take significant positive news or a shift in market sentiment to reverse the trend. The alignment of all major moving averages is negative, with a score of. This means that each shorter-term average is below the next longer-term average, a classic sign of a strong bearish trend. Such alignment is often seen during persistent downtrends and can serve as a warning for investors to remain cautious. It also suggests that any rallies are likely to face resistance at these moving average levels. The average directional index, ADX, for LW is at 17.37, which typically signals a weak trend. However, the minus DI at 53.73 is much higher than the plus DI at 11.34, showing strong bearish directional movement. The ADXR at 19.39 supports this view. While the trend strength is not extreme, the direction is clearly negative and sellers are dominating the market. The Aroon indicator is another tool confirming the bearish trend. The Aroon Down is at 100 while the Aroon Up is at 56. The Aroon oscillator stands at, which strongly suggests that a new downtrend has started and is currently the dominant force. This indicator is useful for identifying the beginning and strength of trends, and in this case it's flashing a clear warning for bulls. The parabolic PSAR is currently at $60.51, which is well above the current price of $43.94. This indicator is used to determine potential reversal points, and when the PSAR is above the price, it signals a sell. For LW, this adds another layer of bearish confirmation, suggesting that the downtrend is likely to continue unless there's a significant change in momentum. The Relative Strength Index, RSI, for LW is at 16.91, which is far below the typical oversold threshold of 30. This suggests that the stock is extremely oversold and could be due for a short-term bounce or consolidation. However, in strong downtrends, the RSI can remain oversold for extended periods, so it's not always a reliable signal for an immediate reversal. The stochastic oscillator shows a K value of 40.37 and a D value of 56.4. More notably, the stochastic RSI K is at 0, which is as oversold as it gets. These readings confirm that the stock is in a deeply oversold state, which sometimes precedes a short-term rebound. However, as with the RSI, oversold conditions can persist in strong trends. The moving average convergence divergence (MACD) indicator is negative at -1.33, with its signal line at -0.471 and a histogram value of -0.855. This setup is a classic bearish signal indicating that downward momentum is still strong. The MACD is often used to confirm the direction and strength of a trend, and in this case it aligns with the other bearish indicators. The Commodity Channel Index (CCI) for LW is at -522.36, which is an extremely low value. This level of oversold is rare and suggests that the selling pressure has been intense. While this could mean a short-term bounce is possible, it also reflects the severity of the current downtrend. LW's price is trading well below the lower Bollinger Band, which is at $51.57. The Bollinger Band width is 0.234 and the BB position is. Trading outside the bands often signals a strong trend, but it can also precede a reversal or a period of consolidation. The average true range ATR is 2.46, indicating the average daily price movement, while the volatility breakout value is 2.96. These metrics show that volatility is elevated and the trend is strong. On balance volume (OBV) for LW is 39,074,264, and the volume growth rate is 22.77%. This indicates that trading activity has increased, likely due to heightened selling pressure. The Chaikin oscillator is negative at -7,576,918.68, further confirming that sellers are dominating. Relative volume is very high at 11.97, showing that recent trading volume is much higher than average. These volume indicators reinforce the bearish outlook. The current pivot point for LW is $46.21, with resistance at $48.71 and support at $41.44. The stock has broken through its pivot and is now trading between support and resistance. The next major support is the 52-week low at $43.70, which the stock is currently testing. These levels are important for traders to watch, as they often act as turning points in price action. LW's 52-week high is $81.75, and its 52-week low is $43.70. The stock is currently trading very close to its 52-week low, with a 52-week position of 0.618. This proximity to the low is a bearish sign, as it indicates that the stock has lost a significant portion of its value over the past year and is struggling to find support. The Money Flow Index, MFI, is at 21.13, close to the oversold threshold of 20. This suggests that money is leaving the stock. The Williams %R is at -98.64, which is deeply oversold. These indicators both point to strong selling pressure and a lack of buying interest at current levels. The Ultimate Oscillator is at 19.88, another indicator in oversold territory. Price acceleration is -16.51, showing that downward momentum is increasing. When multiple momentum indicators are this negative, it's a sign that the trend is not only down but accelerating. This can sometimes lead to a short-term bounce, but the overall risk remains high. In summary, LW is in a strong bearish trend across all time frames. The price is below all key moving averages, and momentum indicators are decisively negative. While several oscillators are in deeply oversold territory, suggesting that selling may be overdone in the very short term, the overall trend remains firmly downward. Investors should be extremely cautious and look for clear signs of a reversal before considering any long positions. The high relative volume on the down move confirms the strength of the selling pressure, and the stock is testing its 52-week low, a critical support level.